we are here with the WWE's #1 supporter and promoter. He's flown to Perth to promote WWE, and we've been lucky enough to grab him. Finally, the Luke Kidgell has come back to the hard yards.
Yeah, for tax purposes, he's here for comedy.
Correct.
Yeah. And by the way, I just want to stress, they are not paying me. I'm just promoting them voluntarily. I actually paid them. And you know how I said I have to go by 12:30?
Yeah.
I said that because the WWE Superstore on Hay Street opens at noon. And I don't want to miss out on a size.
So this episode is brought to you by alltradescover.com.au. If you are a professional wrestler, whatever you are, jump online.
Is that a specific example, Delby?
If you are a person with work and you need insurance for your work, you can contact alltradescover.com.au and see what they can do for you.
If you're a
Sole trader.
big business, small business, they can cover you. So
Yeah.
get involved. They're awesome. They support us.
Yeah.
And support them.
Yeah.
This episode's also brought to you by Vibe Culture.
Yeah,
Vibe Culture.
Vibe Culture.
Yeah, Vibe Culture. They're a supplement. They have plenty of amino acids, electrolytes, make you feel good. Did you try them after your big day? How'd you go?
My body did not hurt. So, yeah.
Did it help at all? Did it make you feel a little bit better?
Yeah. I hibernated the full day after getting kicked out of Oceans, but I only got kicked out because I couldn't wait to get home and try my Vibe Culture.
Fuck yeah, wow. It's got all the right things in there, so get involved with Vibe Culture.
It's created for the people with hangovers, so like...
Basically.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Can't go wrong. And we have an awesome golf sponsor who Luke Kidgell cannot thank highly enough.
Yeah, so Kahuna Golf, if you all of your golf attire needs, there's their hat right there.
Yep.
Bloody awesome. We'll be wearing them tomorrow at the Stitch in Time charity golf game.
Yep.
So
I'm not very good. I'm going to buy golf clubs, but if I can't be good at golf, I can look good at least, thanks to Kahuna.
Bloody oath. And they have a discount code ready for you, Hard Yarns 15. So you'll get 15% off. But that is, and quick shout out, Raunchy, get involved. They're good beer. The beer that's actually good.
Yeah. Speaking of the beer, we spoke about the beer mile with Luke Kidgell, and what else did we cover, bro?
We covered some WWE.
Oh, yeah.
We covered Taylor Swift. We covered The Moon is Rusting.
Yes.
He says it with so much joy.
Who is this podcast for? It's for Swifties and conspiracy theorists. There is no overlap in that Venn diagram.
It depends what you
I
believe.
think you've nailed it pretty well there.
There is a conspiracy that Taylor Swift's been used by the government to get people to vote for Biden, but
I've heard about that.
Oh,
that's our market.
But yeah, it was awesome. And then we dive into your love of running at the end. That was kind of cool. Yeah, so
Cool.
Good episode.
Let's get hard.
And
let's get to the WWE store.
Sick.
Right now.
Yeah, fully erect.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast. I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness. That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host.
Daniel Delby.
And Cameron Brand.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
I just came here for the wrestling.
Are you actually here for the wrestling?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You
Oh,
going?
no, I'm here to do this. And also, if I happen to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that's just a bonus.
Finally, The Rock
Has
come back from Armadale.
Mate,
out of the pipe.
We were thinking this, if he shows up at Elimination Chamber
Definitely.
on Saturday, he's going to have to be like, The Rock has gone back. And he's going to have to be like, Perth.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really underwhelming.
It's not even going to be finally The Rock has come back. Finally, The Rock
Has
come to Perth. Fuck,
Yeah.
we've had Rock for fucking ever. And
Imagine if
in
you
an
just-
elimination chamber. Cunts are just smoking it out.
Imagine if he just said, come back to Buzzwood.
Fuck.
We just realised it's at Optus Stadium. I thought it was RSC Arena. So it's going to be outdoors.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say, I thought it was at the RSL. I was like, yeah, the WWE has fallen off.
Yeah.
So they're doing the Joondalup RSL now.
Well, one of our RSLs just got done for running it like a bikie club. They were having skimpies and shit there in Nollamara.
Can you not do that?
No.
Oh.
Well,
I went to Kalgoorlie last year. They're doing that.
yeah. That's the whole town, yeah.
But yeah, it's so funny. I went to the toilet and they have like the sign and it's like, and you like when you're at the urinal and it's like skimpies, 11 a.m. till late every day. I'm like, why even advertise it?
Yeah, that's just standard.
Just say skimpies
Skimpies
all the
all
time,
day.
whenever we're open.
If you're here at 10:30, no tits before 10:30.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You just know some guys are rocking up at 10:45 like, this is bullshit.
So what era did you grow up with WWE in? Because I think we've got a bit of a generation gap between us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Potentially.
See, I'm one of these people that you people hate. I'm like a new fan.
Yeah.
See, I kind of knew what it was growing up. I didn't
Yeah.
really follow it.
Yeah.
And then I knew like all John Cena and stuff like that. But then it wasn't until I started touring with Blake Pavey. He's like a massive WWE fan.
Yeah.
He met John Cena for his Make-A-Wish, right?
Yeah.
He was, he's part of that statistic.
Yeah, right.
Because I think John Cena has the most.
He has the most, yeah.
Yeah.
So Blake Pavey,
He is cystic fibrosis.
Right.
He's a terminal illness.
really?
He's still kicking.
Yeah.
They gave him a very early Make-A-Wish, didn't they? I'm just saying.
Fuck.
That was
if you
10
got a
years
photo
ago.
like this, then it's still with John Cena.
Yeah. He chose to meet no one. So yeah, I guess I didn't really grow up with it per se, but then I've just been getting into it really, and now we're all obsessed. We watch it.
So who's your? Because I can't understand Roman Reigns. Like
Oh,
people
really?
love this dude.
Yeah.
To me, he looks like a greasy wog from Sydney.
He's
And
the
he's
Rock's
like-
nephew, isn't he?
Is
Yeah,
he?
he literally is a Fast and Furious villain. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he's in like one of the like Fast and Furious 8 or
Yeah.
something like
Really?
that.
Yeah.
And he looks like it.
Is he Samoan?
Yeah, they're related.
I thought he was like a full greasy, like Lebanese or like
No.
Egyptian.
No, it's I'm 99% sure it's his nephew.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck. So
Yeah, they're in there like now. The Rock has just joined the Bloodline, which is
Yeah.
like their little crew.
They're called the Bloodline.
Yeah,
Right.
he's there because Roman's the head of the table. Been the champ for like over 1,000 something days.
Days.
They're
yeah.
pushing for him to be the biggest ever or something. Hey.
Yeah, already is the
He is?
biggest ever, and then people are hoping that Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, that's Dusty Rhodes' son for
Oh,
old
really?
people.
Is that
yeah.
Dusty Rhodes? Goldust?
Goldust? Yeah.
Wow.
So that's his son.
He has a son. I thought he was a homosexual.
Mate, it was just the
Was
Sparkies.
Because was his character was meant to be.
Mate,
like, gay,
Goldust.
right? Goldust
I
was
don't
the
know,
gay?
but Goldust was.
I don't know.
He
Yeah.
was the best.
Do you know who Goldust was? Yeah.
Only from being educated on the wall. I know him as Cody Rhodes' dad.
Yeah, right. So they're pushing for him.
Yes, and now hopefully they're versing each other at WrestleMania in April, and hopefully Cody beats Roman finally because Roman hasn't been pinned in ages,
Well-
and they always cheat. It's annoying.
That's so fucking frustrating.
So my current algorithm is just old school WWE, WWF.
yeah.
Like when ECW and WCW tried to take over WWF.
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming up to me, and it's
Yeah. There's
It's
so much stuff on
nostalgia.
Vince McMahon being a misogynist and
Heard all the new stuff?
Yeah.
yeah, fuck.
was he like shitting on a chick's head?
Yep.
That's so brave. Like,
Not by him.
yeah.
That's not brave.
I can't even.
That's a coward's act.
I can't even finger a girl, let alone let her shit on my head.
That's
Is
so.
it-
What you're
is
saying
it
is vulnerable.
voluntary?
No, he's shitting on them.
Yeah, is it voluntarily though?
No, it's definitely unconsensual.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, I thought it was like a consensual poo play.
No, he's
What?
Yeah.
He's held them down and shat on them.
Oh, well, okay, well, allegedly. Let's say that. No, he's been like stood down and dragged through the mud a bit, and a bunch of texts have got released. Him, and I think I've heard that Brock Lesnar was involved as well.
Why, he was just the one holding down.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's just shitting on heads.
imagine he's shit.
Oh, that'd be some protein-filled fucking shit.
That'd be fucking Brick Lesnar.
But no, I didn't really do much research into it, but I just know
Stock
that.
standard move.
Yeah, classic.
A conspiracy line.
he's a pig.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen the clips. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
His track record doesn't like really
I did
stack up against, but
I did see that. So they were saying he manipulated her, but then they're like the way he manipulated her was by buying her a car, buying her some roses, but like what a rich person would do. Oh, my cameras.
Yeah.
I'll go sort that out. That's a connection, but it's all good. But yeah, that's all that is. I think.
well, yeah. In the old day, they would call that courting or dating. Yeah. Right?
He's just got millions of dollars.
And now it's...
Because he did some like wild things. Some of the arcs they used to do on WWE were crazy. There was one that I heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on here, but it was like, and his daughter didn't agree to it.
Right.
Like she was like, no, like, well, that's too far. He wanted to like try and seduce his own daughter as an arc, and she was like, no. Yeah, fuck and he was like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Come on, Steph.
Yeah, that was like one of the only ones that like the family were like, that's a bit too far.
Fuck. Well, they had a...
But what kind of an arc is that? Why would you want to write yourself as the incest CEO?
Maybe he was bringing it down to Alabama or something, or Tasmania. He had
He's trying to
future
be
plans to
relatable.
get there.
What the fuck?
But yeah, the what do you call it? The one of the arcs was somebody had a rape baby. It
What?
was Trish, maybe?
Trish Stratus.
I think.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody had like raped the other one and like...
Oh my god.
And
yeah,
was
this
this
was like a mainstream...
And it was just a storyline. Like, it didn't actually happen.
No, it didn't happen.
It's just a wild thing to go like, okay, I've got to... Like, they're in the writer's room and they're like, okay, hit me out. And then a bunch of, let's be honest, dudes were sitting around going, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
And Vince is like, and then we can shit on her head. They're like, no, Vince. We're not doing that as a finishing move.
Because and it still is, I guess, to a certain point, but it was just like beautiful women, like with the big fake tits, and that's what it was like. Sable. And
Sable was, you're off again.
Oh, yeah. I'll sort that. I know
there
what
we
it
go.
is. It's it's the connection in the video. Sorry, I'll sort that.
Yeah.
But
Sable was my first crush. I had her on the back of my door. You wouldn't even know who she is, right? No.
you don't know who Sable is. Oh, I hate you right now.
You know what's worse?
Sorry, no,
Jesus Christ.
When you look her up, she's actually not that hot. It's just that
really?
we were like 10.
Yeah,
And
good point.
She looked like fucking...
Like a porn star.
Yeah.
And we
Some
weren't
of
used to that.
That's Sable.
Yeah, but they all
I
like...
remember her being...
Can I see?
Look at that, man. She's got like the glamour
Oh,
shot
yeah,
of
that's-
the fucking...
You see, because I watch it as an adult now, like I never grew up watching as a kid, I just watch the Women's Royal Rumble and I just get scared. I'm not like turned on. I'm like, oh my God. They would kill me.
Was it Lita? Lita? From
Yeah, she was the
Hardy Boys.
She was sexy.
She was sexy, but she was fucking athletic.
Yeah.
But I still remember like
China.
I remember when the Undertaker came back from the dead. Like he was gone for a year or two or something.
I remember
like
that as a kid and genuinely being like, I guess if anyone could do it, it's the Undertaker.
But he came back as the American Badass, the bikie.
What? So he's trying to change his image, was he?
So it was like, I think from memory, it was Judgment Day, and it was like The Rock versus Triple H in this match where they had to get the most, see who can get the most pinfalls in a match, and it was getting to a point where Triple H and X-Pac and the whole DX crew came out and started beating up on the Rock, and it was very. I think Shawn Michaels was the ref. And then it all went black, and then these fucking, like the creepy kids on the screen coming back from the dead, and he came out on the motorbike and keep rolling.
I remember like he did change his image though. Like
he went to the American Badass.
Yeah.
Imagine like you die and then you like have this intro song to come back and you're like, let's do Limp Bizkit out of any song in the world.
Yeah.
Mate, it was so. But they used to have the best promo videos like that. Again, there was that one. might have shared it to you, and it was Limp Bizkit. Just
Again.
one more, and it's like it's all of the Kane and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and just blood and
My
it's
biggest
nostalgia.
memory was the Kane Undertaker, like those
Brotherhood
guys,
rivalry.
the rivalry. How much I hate, and then like
When he started talking.
I had left wrestling by the time Kane started talking.
Okay.
And then when he got his mask off,
Yeah.
I was gone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was gone.
I
man.
remember feeling so frightened and upset when it was Kane Undertaker, the coffin match, and then they lit the fucking thing on fire. I was like, oh, he's dead. Like, he's actually dead.
So
But they would have just had like a slip door underneath or something.
Yeah. I remember the first time I started watching wrestling. So my dad made me watch WrestleMania 3, which was Hulk Hogan doing the big power slam on
Yeah, right.
Andre the Giant. And
That's
I was
some
like,
good parenting, maybe.
yeah. He's like,
He's
if you're
pinned
gonna,
him to the
'cause
couch.
He was like, if you're gonna watch WWF, you got to watch how it started. And I was like, okay, whatever. So we watched that. I remember we rented out VHS and
Yeah.
watched it. And then I remember my first exposure to modern, at the time was modern, it was that Mike Tyson era where he came in and refed
I don't remember that at all.
so he refereed, I think it was WrestleMania fucking 10 or
Yeah.
something like that. He refereed Stone Cold versus Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And I remember they started showing it on Channel 10. And it was very briefly. It lasted very briefly on Channel 10 on mainstream. And I remember watching one of the SmackDowns or Raws, and Kane was new. He wasn't on the scene. And it was his first, like, everyone was like, what the fuck? Everything would go black, and he'd be in the middle of the ring.
Just popped
The
up.
light would come on, and everyone's on the floor. Like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
My God, the big red machine.
big red machine.
Oh, my God. For the love of God.
I didn't realize Jerry Lawler was like a full pro wrestler before he was the commentator. Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that stuff against Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this whole time. I just thought he was a commentator.
Yeah.
You know,
JR or the King?
The King.
Yeah.
yeah.
He
and
was.
JR was the guy with the cowboy.
So he
hat,
did
eh?
that whole fake thing.
You have no idea
Andy-
what we're talking about?
No,
Or-
I think it's so funny that your nostalgia is to do with WrestleMania 3. And my nostalgia is like Survivor Series 2023 last November. I'm like, dude, remember when Randy Orton hit an RKO off the cage? It was sick.
RKO, mate. I still do appreciate that stuff, but yeah, I just.
the athleticism now is beyond.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Much beyond what it
These
used
boys
to.
are looking good out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, even Logan Paul, man, that motherfucker's
He's
like
great
doing
at
frog
it.
splashes.
He's
and, like,
awesome.
Yeah,
He's like picked it up real quick.
yeah, he's like made for it.
Genuinely one of my favorite people to watch.
Yeah.
Wasn't his first? My brother showed me before he was even famous. Wasn't his first rise to fame on Vine just doing the splits in public? Was
Yeah,
that
he was
him?
also did like wrestling at a really high level back in high school.
Yeah, right.
Like actual
Real
wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he did all the boxing stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know.
But
But,
did you ever get across Mankind? Mick Foley.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Mr. Socko.
Yeah, I've seen the Hell in the Cell match with the
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
classic.
That is a classic.
Yeah.
He was the man.
Those are good memories.
Yeah.
Those ones, they take me back. But yeah, that was who was it? It was JR was Andy Kaufman. So
Yeah.
they did set up a whole fake rivalry where he would go beat.
Fake. What are you talking? Dude, this is real.
Well, people thought this, especially back then. People thought wrestling was real as well to a point.
All my friends thought it was real, and I would tell them it was fake, and they would fucking bash the shit out of me, put me in ankle locks, and be like, "Is this fake?"
So-
I'm like, "No, but they make it look fake."
Yeah.
And
And
my
you're like-
ankles were weakened forever, man.
And you're like, yeah, and this is why what they do is not sustainable.
Yeah.
Point proven. I'm about to die.
And Andy Kaufman would pretend to beat up on women, and then
Yeah.
Jerry the King Lawler would come up and be the savior. He'd be like, "No, I'm going to protect the women."
Yeah.
And so Andy Kaufman, being a comedian who'd like to challenge reality and stuff, he went too far, and it got to a point where that Jerry the King Lawler, he actually hated him for a while.
Yeah, right.
And they got into real scuffles, and yeah, he tried to sue him, and then they went on to Jay Leno or
It's Johnny Carson. Or
Johnny
something.
Carson, something like that, and they had a full fucking.
Have you
he
watched Man on the
he-
Moon?
he
No,
sl-
that is how grown men sort out conflict. Like,
Yeah.
fuck doing it behind closed doors. Let's do it on a Tonight Show.
Yeah.
In front of America.
Yeah.
Did he
Prime
throw
time.
water in his face or something?
Yeah,
like that?
I still think all of that was staged though.
Yeah,
From watching,
Have you watched the doco?
yeah,
Yeah, they talk about that,
Yeah,
and it
right.
was all real.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it got to a point where some parts were like,
legit.
he was like, no, you're fucking stepping over the line, bro.
You know what's funny is that Andy Kaufman thought of a storyline on his own to beat women, and Vince McMahon's gone, that's great. Let's use that.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin just did that for his whole career.
Yeah.
Beer, can, and then Stone Cold Stunner on chicks.
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold says so.
Yeah.
Now somebody give me a damn bear.
Just promoting drinking booze, bashing chicks. And that was it, pretty
That is-
much, for
that's probably-
90s.
And that is why he was the most popular American wrestler for about 2 decades. Which is so awful.
My favourite memes are of... Oh, my thing's gone off again. I'll go saw that in a sec. But my favourite memes are RKO out of nowhere. Have you...
Out of nowhere.
Do you see those memes?
Yeah.
They're the best, man.
Who does RKOs? Who was that?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
He's back.
So what
He's going to be in Perth on
Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Who are you excited
He's in
to
the
see?
chamber.
Really?
Randy, LA Knight, he's a new guy. He's
Okay.
like, yeah.
It's not like Batman or something.
Everyone just calls him like a Stone Cold or like Rock ripoff because he's like real over the top in his promos. He has a catchphrase. His catchphrase is just yeah.
What?
So he goes,
What's
LA Knight, and the crowd's like, yeah.
he's like the usher of wrestling.
Yeah, and whenever he talks,
Little John.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Actually,
We've done that before.
like whenever he starts a promo, he's like, "Let me talk to you." That's awesome. Who else? Logan's in the chamber. Drew McIntyre's the Scottish guy. You probably don't know him all.
No,
but
is
like,
he the one that wears a leather dress?
sometimes, yeah, like it's a kilt.
Sorry. I thought he was like a pop punk. I thought he was like an emo guy.
He's like Youngblood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, like those are the people, and they think I don't think they will fly the Rock down. I just don't think he's coming to Australia, man. It's a long flight.
I think he is.
Well, he hasn't been announced, so there's
He just posted on Insta going, I can't make it.
Yeah, why would you say I can't make it?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not going to be there, but you know who's going to be there?
Yeah.
The Lawler effect, or whatever his name is.
So the theory is that he's going to come out during this segment and interrupt Cody's segment.
Yes.
And because he has beef with Dusty Rhodes and stuff.
Oh.
And that's the theory that him and Rome are going to come out. Because it is the main event, the last big pay-per-view before WrestleMania.
yes.
So they could, but it's just especially
long
to
flight.
Perth.
So
Even to the East Coast, it's a long
So
flight.
do you know why I haven't got tickets and I'm not going? I didn't realize this was a main event. I thought it was in like, when they usually come to Perth, it's like an
they get all
exhibition,
the
like a
shit
SmackDown,
ones.
and it's fucking nuts. So I was like, it's going to be. I didn't realize it's a main event. So this is full on, like, this is.
I got 6 free tickets, man. I offered. He can't do it. I gave them to Mush.
You can't even give them away.
Yeah, it's fucked. Like,
Cam.
I'm thinking I would have gone late.
Yeah.
But
There is still tickets available, I'm sure.
yeah, I think I'll
Yeah.
probably go.
You should.
Yeah,
It'd
come to
be
think of
awesome.
it. Yeah, it should be good. But
But what is the Elimination Chamber? Because I don't think this was around when I was growing up. We had like
So it's like there's 2 start in the ring, and each corner of the ring there's a chamber that's closed, and they're in like a little pod. And then every 5 minutes, a random one is released, like out of the pod.
oh, what the fuck?
So like
How
they're in
many-
a big cage, and
like a
so there's 6 of
big-
them in the match
Yeah.
overall, and
Okay.
then you just last one standing.
So they're locked in a cage until
They're locked in their own little cages in each corner
Yes.
like, of the ring, and they stand there like just pacing around, like ready to go. But some waited there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the last person who comes out has been there for 20 minutes.
and it's random, hey?
And it's great. Well, sure.
Whoa.
Random.
Random.
But they always do it where like
Random
I
Orton.
bet they'll do it. They like whatever the baddie's into. Like Logan Paul's like the heel.
Yeah.
So he'll like come out probably second last because so all the other ones, and as soon as he comes out, all the other ones will wait till his pod opens and crowd around the cage and then beat the shit out of him. They always do it, and it's awesome.
And how do you get out of the Elimination Chamber? Do you get pinned and you have to fuck
Yeah,
off?
if you
or is
get
that-
pinned, you're out.
Right. So
And
it's
then-
kind of like a mini Royal Rumble,
Kind of. Royal
but
Rumble,
you
gotta
know
go
who's
over the
coming
rope.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's a little
you can
slow
see-
though.
Yeah.
It should be every 3 minutes.
How long is it? Every
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that? 6, 5. So it's minimum 30-minute match.
Just a lot of them is killing time.
Yeah. Fuck.
And
Okay.
it's probably not a great one to watch in person because they're literally in a cage. So you like kind of watch
It's
it
like
in
going to
the
the
screen.
zoo for humans.
Yes. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
who's the favorite? Can you bet on it?
Drew will probably win the Scottish bloke, but I want Randy to, because whoever wins faces Seth Rollins. You know, no one gives a shit about this who's listening. No. It's like, now that we've lost everyone. The more I talk about this, I'm like, dude.
I'm just trying to get you to nerd out, man.
I'm so excited. I'm happy to talk about this for 3 hours.
Yeah. Mate.
The winner of this is facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the other belt.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, WWE.
Seth freaking Rollins, sorry.
Is that his middle name?
Well, sure, yeah. Hopefully that's legal.
Yeah.
So is that, was it just serendipitous that you, or do you organise your tour, like you're travelling to do comedy here around it?
I saw Elimination Chamber get announced in Perth, and then I went, I do comedy. That sounds like a tax write-off to me.
Yes.
Booked a few shows conveniently, but if the ATO's listening, I'm here for work.
100%. Well, you are, right? You got shows, what, tonight, tomorrow?
I've done shows 4 nights in a row.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, nice.
It's just a coincidence that
Yeah.
one of my favourite things in the world is occurring.
If you can time it, then fuck yeah.
Oh,
Where have you been doing?
Oasis.
Yeah. The last 4 nights?
Yeah, to Tuesday and then to Friday.
Yeah, sick.
I did my first ever spot at Oasis. It wasn't an Oasis gig; it was raw comedy. But my first ever spot there. I love that
nice
room.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
That's why it was the best place to start open mics.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how clear the sound is. Like when I went back, you can hear it on
no
stage.
one's laughing.
But when I went back and sat at the back and watched them, it's so it's perfect.
It's the perfect chamber for comedy.
Yeah, it just bounces off.
Yeah.
But got through Delby. Through to the next the semi-final on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, I can't go to wrestling, and I just didn't care. But now I'm like, I think I'll go late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you you ever do Raw?
Yeah.
You win?
No, I made it through the state final.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like everyone
Yeah.
just goes state final and then they realise you're white and, and a guy and you're out.
I don't really have a good sub story. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, my parents love me and I'm happy. They're like, we're not going to put you on SBS, champ.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that was the reason. I genuinely wasn't good enough. I think I'm the first comedian in history to admit that. Zach Dyer had a better set. He was great. Yeah. He made it through my final and I did not deserve to be in it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. There's some raw honesty. WWE Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
full circle.
How was your Australian tour? I kept being in the city almost the same time as you.
Yeah, we're in Cairns together. Then we both, our shows clashed.
Yeah.
It
You
was
had all of the people. So,
It was great. Yeah, but I think I did 180 shows last year. 130 in Australia, 135 or something.
did you plan it all yourself, or do you have a manager that does that? Or
me and my brother run a company together, and we.
Oh, I remember you saying that last time. Yeah.
So he's like I guess we run it together. We have a bunch of people who work for us now, and it's great.
Yeah. 'Cause did you say he was like your manager, or like it basically runs the show?
Yeah, like
for
he
you?
books all the shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. We have like 8 employees as well.
So cool.
But we also tour like Blake and it's not I don't really have any involvement with the other people. I just kind of show up and do my shows and then go like that's a good room. I'm taking far too much credit.
Yeah.
Were there any horror stories? Any rooms that your brother booked and you're like, fuck, I'm just asking for it so I don't do it?
I mean, early on, like everyone's done awful rooms. Like I feel like real bad just throwing venues under the bus.
Well, if they deserve it. If they don't deserve it.
Look, the Brothers Leagues Club in Bundaberg, I wouldn't recommend it.
Right. The Brothers Leagues Club. Is that like a rugby?
It's just like we got there and like the microphone is what they use for trivia.
Fuck yeah.
And it's like through the house PA and it's like.
Oh, there you go.
Lovely.
But I don't want to talk too much shit because what about if I have to go back?
Yeah.
The theatre's nice, man, but it may not last forever.
Did you head over to you head over to UK?
Yeah, went to the UK and New Zealand. So
Yeah.
it was
Sick.
good.
How was that?
You're great. Yeah, I'm going again in June. This year I'm mainly doing international. So
Sick.
doing these little shows.
Yeah.
Working up some new material before I go over.
What kind of crowds were you getting over in England?
Good crowds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like they get it. They get comedy.
Yeah. And
I think it's because their parents have like seen or are aware of Monty Python, so their kids have respect for it.
Yeah.
Like, whereas here, like, kids are just like, I don't know, man. I watched one Carl Barron DVD once, and that's all I've ever seen.
Yeah. Which parts of England did you do?
Oh, I did a lot of places. Yeah, like 18 places or something like that.
What were you doing over there? Were you in theatres or rooms or what? Yeah.
Some theatres and some like clubs. Like this year, I'm doing a little bit of both as well. Like theatres in like London and the big places like Manchester, Scotland, and like Edinburgh and stuff. Sick. But then clubs in like Oxford, the little smaller places.
Yeah, you got a shout out from Connell the other day. He said that.
Oh, really?
You're working hard and still doing club spots. Yeah. It was really nice.
He's great.
Yeah.
I saw him at the lounge a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's so fucking good.
He's one of those guys where I had to follow him and I was like, you know,
Yeah.
he was great. And I went on with like some new stuff and I was like, I need to figure this out.
Yeah. This podcast has just become a sounding board for East Coast comedians the last like everyone from the East Coast has been on the last month.
Yeah.
It's been good. But hearing that
where's my invite?
Yeah, that's it. So, but that's the it's kind of cool hearing that.
Oh, this podcast.
Yeah.
I thought you meant his podcast.
No.
Yeah.
He stopped his
I don't know.
4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He had some wicked guests though, man. He had like fucking Russell Coit.
But he's crushing it too. I really admire what he does. Him and Muggleton, they just like tour around all these regional places. I don't understand why more comedians don't go regional.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows last year, the tour, was in Kalgoorlie.
Fuck yeah.
It was awesome.
I think it comes down to like connections, knowing how, and forward planning.
It is a pain.
It's fucked, bro. Because I'm your brother for myself. Yeah. I'm trying to, like, I messaged you to find out about that Joan Theatre or
Penrith
find
is
somewhere
a great
in Penrith.
market.
Yeah, so I heard because there's not much that goes on in Penrith that people will just show up.
Western Sydney, and they don't want to go into the city because Sydney's just a nightmare to get around.
Yeah.
So if you like hit spots, suburban spots in Sydney, we've found it goes great.
Yeah.
And same with Victoria as well. We did suburban shows.
Yeah.
Like Werribee, South Morang, Frankston, like all these, like Narre Warren. We did like theatres in the suburbs.
Yeah.
And they're way cheaper venue hire.
Yeah.
In the surbs because it's just like you're competing with high school graduations.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And the only people who do it is like me and Jim Owen.
Well, that's what I want to be following, man, for sure. Because, the Joan was pretty expensive and I was just a bit wary of Werribee. I was just a bit wary of trying to sell it out the very first time because I think it was like $3,500 or something, which is still like for that size and shit, it's pretty reasonable. But going into uncharted territory, being just solo, the Penrith RSL is $500.
Yeah, it's a good. You've got to do that first too.
Yeah, just check
so
it.
You know. Yeah, I used to do that all the time. Like I did years of touring regionally in pubs. Yeah, and then you also got to build up a following because I reckon people have to miss you twice to figure out you've been there. Yeah. Mine's mainly for teacher comedy night, but or you got to do a clip from there and then you mention Bundaberg and they go, I didn't know you were in Bundaberg. Man, I don't even know if you know you're in Bundaberg. It's always the case. Yeah. They're just like, when were you in Cairns? You're like 2 days ago.
Yeah. Where did you do in Cal?
They have like Performing Arts Centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time did you start? 10:30 before the skippies?
I did 9 a.m.
Guys, I'm going to be out of here by 11. I got some titties to see for the next 18 hours.
No, those girls were lovely. The pubs there were great. We had such a good night out after the show.
I heard it's good, man.
Because everyone, like half the people had been to the show.
Yeah.
So it was just like the most fun thing ever. Like there was a live band and just like beer, everyone's buying us drinks and stuff. It was so much fun.
Sick.
Like some guy put me in a headlock. It was just like a real night.
You're living your wrestling dream.
Yeah.
Now tap.
Because he tried to. I don't know, but I'm a bit.
Was this consensual headlocks? Or was it like, okay.
No, it was violent and scary.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm old school, but I get a little lippy after a few beers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought, pretty unique. But only like if someone deserves it. So this guy, and poor Blake, like he's like my son, he's like, he's 20, he was just turned 22, but he was 21 at the time. Yeah. He's a little boy.
Yeah.
And some guy completely scammed him out of a beer. Granted, it was Blake's fault. Some guy goes, "Oi, if I scull your beer, can I then buy you another one? And I think Blake just wanted to see him scull it. So Blake was like, yeah.
He sculls it.
That sounds like a good beer. The guy sculls his beer and then just walks away.
That's awesome.
So then
Elite.
Oh, that's so good.
I didn't say anything at first, and then we're at the bar, and we so happen to be next to that guy, and I go, "Oh, mate, you owe him a beer."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "What?" And I was like, "I said you owe him a beer. You sculled his beer. You said you buy him a new one." I knew I didn't really know what I was going for because
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't going to buy him.
Yeah.
Or else what, buddy?
And then he like put me in a headlock, and he just like whispers in my ear, goes, "I will rip your nipples off."
Oh my God.
That's such a specific threat.
Yeah. And I just like go to Blake. I was like, "I reckon it's time to go."
Yeah. I've never been out at a pub and threatened with a lethal nipple gripper before.
Neither
Like,
have I.
I will rip your nipples off, pal.
Clearly never been to a bar in Kalgoorlie.
Yeah, they've just been seeing tits all day and they're like, what can I do? I'll rip off the nips.
I went out on Friday nights. I'm sober at the moment, so I'm trying to just
nice.
be like.
Oh, no.
No, I respect that.
Yeah, I'm trying to be, trying to get through and trying to not go out because I'm sober. So I'm out and about, but
'Cause
you
it's
can start.
boring
Yeah,
when
no,
you're
it was
sober.
like I've actually found it's like I've gotten past the point of it being boring, and I've gotten to this point where like. I realised, when you go out with like 1 or 2 beers and you're going to drive home and you start hitting a wall,
Yeah.
you don't hit that wall. And if you get past and you can have a bit of fun, and if your mates are a bit tipsy, I actually started to have fun. But
Do you nipple gripple them?
no, but I got to a point where you start seeing all the shit that you can start seeing everyone get sloppy. And so first time in a very long time, an escalation started to occur where someone nearly was getting a bit chirpy. And so, because I was sober, I didn't get angry or anything like that. I just got like fun. And so I don't know why my defense was, I started talking like Kyle Legacy. And I was like, I fucking think you need to go fucking step off, mate. And he started going, what the fuck are you saying? Because he didn't have any, like an accent. I just felt like if I said it in my normal voice, it would seem angry. So I said it like that.
It diffuses
and
the
he got all
situation.
confused and he's like, oh, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And one of my mates ended up sort of taking him aside and said, mate, you're very drunk. You need to fucking go stand over
That was
there.
me on Sunday.
But
I got kicked out of Oceans.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I called girls retards. So
yeah. But that's
it
the
was
first.
not a very proud moment.
It's funny though, because I am so unconfrontational, and usually if you're sober, you'd be even less unconfrontational. But I was more like I'm more provoked. What is it? Popping in and out.
Yeah.
It was more. I was more provoking than anything.
Yeah.
I didn't have to be like. I was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But that would have, in reality, he could have just gotten angry and gone, "Fuck off, you cheeky cunt," and
Yeah.
punched me.
Yeah, but I nearly,
It's bold.
I just dodged one of those on Sunday as well. I was walking past and someone called me a fucking faggot. And I turned around and I said, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah.
And because he thought I was walking off, so I walked back and he was sitting down. I stood over him. I said, do you really want to do this, bro? And I said, I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? What do you have to achieve? And then I fucking kicked the cunt in the head. I grabbed his nipples, ripped them off. But
Thus proving his point
Yeah.
correctly.
it was not a good night, man.
No?
I got too hammered.
Oh,
Much too hammered.
But yeah, it wasn't at the end of Fringe. You said you wanted to.
Yeah. I wanted to go big.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
Sunday singles was fucking real fun, man.
well, let's unpack Fringe a little bit quickly before we go into some Mandela effects and whatever. How was it? Like you did well.
Good. Yep. I did less for more this year, which was good. So
That's so good.
yeah,
That's
But
incredible.
The nights were hectic. Like every night, 6 o'clock on stage for an hour.
It's a lot of jumping around.
7:15 for an hour, 8:30 for an hour, 9:30 for an hour.
How was the scooter?
Perfect?
Wait, you did 4 shows a night.
Yeah.
How's that less?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Yeah, last year.
Do people think I'm nuts because I do like double shows every night? And all these other comedians are like, I don't know how you do it, man. Like, you're doing 4.
Yeah, so last year I did 5 a night, 4 or 5 a night, and then
And some spots.
That's
And
like an
then-
actual job. Don't do that.
and then
You're a comedian.
yeah, but I got to hustle. Like Fringe is the one time where everyone goes out to see shit, so I just hustle, strike while the iron's hot. You know, so and then last year I did Sundays 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock rock, at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. 4 till 6 Sunday singles, then I'd do a 7 and an 8 show. This year I just didn't do any Sunday shows except for Sunday singles, and it got cancelled 3 times. And then I'll do 2 on a Wednesday and 2 on a Thursday. So it was less than last year, and better attended. And Who's Rhyme sold out every single show, which was fucking sick. Because last year we were doing like shows to 2 people, 4 people. And this year it was every Friday, Saturday, 6 o'clock, which was cool.
That's great.
So moral of the story is drinks are on Delby.
Yeah,
Very
congrats.
successful little...
Yep, but only if you let me scull your beers first. I'll hit you back. So, well, I said to Luke, we're going to chat on a couple of Mandelas. Did you find any that interested you?
I mean, I've been dealing one with my whole life.
What's
Mandela
that?
effect?
Because my name's Luke. Yeah, like Mandela effect's where you remember something differently to how it was, right?
Yeah.
People all the time.
But everyone remembers it differently. Not just like, I swear to God, I wasn't that pissed.
No, everyone my entire life, because my name's Luke, always goes like, Luke, I am your father. But he doesn't say it. He says, no, I am your father.
Yeah.
In the scene. Old Darthy boy.
Yeah, that's
It annoys me. I'm like, if you're going to be a nerd, be it properly. Like, if you're going to quote Star Wars to me, do it correctly.
So do you remember it as no, I am your father, or do you remember it as Luke, I am your father?
No, everyone remembers it as Luke, I am your father. But I've since had the knowledge and also an incel. Star Wars is like my favorite movie, so I'm like,
really?
You know.
Okay.
But it is interesting because I feel like I've even seen footage of it.
There must have been a redo. Maybe the original, you know how James Earl Jones voiced over?
Yeah.
Or is there a version where it does say Luke?
There potentially could be, but...
Because they're talking like on the thing and then he just goes...
No.
Luke says something and then he goes, no. Because he talks about...
his mum or something, or like who his dad was?
Kenobi or something like that. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm not that much of a Star Wars fan. I don't know the line before.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a real common one.
My theory on it is Austin Powers has taken over the zeitgeist with that, because Austin Powers they do the parody of it and he says, Austin, I am your father.
And
so
you
I
think
think people just have put the 2 and 2 together. He says, Luke, I am your father.
Interesting.
It would have been a better quote if he had said Luke.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
So that's why, look, that's my logical. But I totally remember, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah. Well, you know that trivial... go.
Well, there's another one in Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
No, life... Mama always said life is a box of chocolates.
I think he says was.
Life was like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, he's like, life was like a box of chocolates.
Not
but
life is.
Everyone always says is.
Yeah. Never know what you're going to get. The
I
did a bit of trivia.
I fully disagree with that one as well.
What?
Like, I only remember life is like a box of chocolates.
Because that's why everyone just says that.
Yeah.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
I think it makes the way that Forrest speaks, life was like a box of chocolates, makes more sense.
Yeah, he's still speaking in present tense. Yeah. But he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bit of trivia from Star Wars, you know that James Earl Jones revoiced the whole movie. They had the original actor doing it. It sounds so weird when you hear the original actor's voice. He's like...
Oh, they've taken it off.
Yeah, so the whole movie, he didn't know he was going to be replaced. So he was hell pumped to see himself on screen. And then James Earl Jones comes on and the guy's like, what the fuck? So all he was just a guy in a mask.
Yeah.
That was tall. But the Mandela effect that I found, which fucking still trips me out, when Scary Movie 2, that little hand?
Yeah.
When he's about to fall off the balcony, what does he say?
Take my strong hand, child.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't say, take my strong hand.
What does he say?
He goes, help me. And he goes, I can't, my hand's not strong enough.
Yeah.
Take my little hand.
Yeah.
Take my little hand.
But he definitely said, take my strong hand.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's a real Mandela effect.
Do you know that clip?
No one can convince me.
So. I haven't watched that movie in ages. I did watch Scary Movie 3 recently, weirdly.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a really funny movie.
Is it?
Shockingly.
Okay.
Like, shockingly amused.
It's good when they used to be able to be non-PC.
What's her name? The main character, the girl?
Blonde chick?
Blonde chick?
I don't know. She's in heaps of stuff, eh? Do you know
The
her?
one who's in all of them?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. The actual actress' name. No
Yeah.
idea.
But, yeah.
She's that kind of, and she's in Friends as well. She's the one that gives the baby to Phoebe, to Monica and Chandler. She's that actress that like you go, oh yeah, she's in stuff.
Yeah.
What's her name? Yeah, fuck knows. But Mandela Effect is having its own Mandela Effect as well.
What do you mean?
Well, apparently, the Mandela Effect, we've always known it as when you remember something and a group of people remember it differently.
Yes.
But apparently, the new definition of it is just when you're wrong about a Mandela effect.
Really?
Yeah, it's not when people remember it being a certain way. It's just that you're remembering it incorrectly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't realize you could have a Mandela about the Mandela.
Well, have you heard of the Fruit of the Loom one?
Yeah.
That one's pretty fucking trippy.
Pretty smart. You heard of this one?
No.
It's real smart.
The Fruit of the Loom
It's like a
logo.
brand. Yeah.
Yeah, and it had what is it, like a shell?
Cornucopia.
Cornucopia in the back of it. Well, everyone remembered it like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that in there. And then some girl did research and looked at and found like an old T-shirt or something like that with the logo, and it did have a cornucopia on it.
Yeah, but to
I got
prove...
no idea what this is.
Yeah, it's an American brand. It's
brand.
like it's got like this shell with
Brand
fruit.
of what?
Fuck knows, bro. I think it could have been like a...
I don't know what Fruit of the Loom is, but I just
Yeah.
know it was a...
But to try and prove that we're being fucked with, she decided to create the logo with what she remembered. And if she gets sued for copyright, then that's saying that it actually was the original. So she's just reproducing and selling all of the Fruit of the Loom with her Mandela effect on.
Right.
Because then it's going to checkmate them into suing her, and they would have to say, no, we actually did have the logo with that.
Yeah,
which is quite clever. But I'm like, if Mandela effect is real, right? Mm-hmm. And they say that it's, well, the theory is that when they started the Hadron Collider,
that's what the kid said, hey?
we fractured the time.
The young kid?
Yeah. But if you were going to go around and fuck with people's memory, why would you do the most trivial shit?
Is that an actual conspiracy?
The theory is that when the Hadron Collider started up, that it fractured our reality and slightly altered it, and we've entered this new reality with a few little with things that have changed. But like, if you not know that?
I think some people just forget shit.
Yeah,
I think some people are just like, I don't know, I'm busy.
Yeah, if the Mandela effect was real, it's like, and you could go back because people are, the government are slightly changing things to see what you can get away with. Why would they go back and change the fucking wording of Star Wars? Wouldn't they go back and go, maybe Hitler could probably get his arts degree? Like, why would you just change the most meaningless,
No, but the Mandela effect isn't someone's gone back and changed it.
Some people
it's just
think,
it's an alternate reality.
Some people think it's the government or the elites that are changing little things to see what they can get away with.
What kind of circles do you hang around
those guys
Wow, Hadron Colliding circles.
those guys are dumb cunts.
Wow.
People at parties like, I'm telling you, the Hadron Collider.
I'll play this kid explaining it. It's a 2-minute clip, but he fucking does a sick explanation of how it...
Will we get pulled off?
Nah, because it's not music.
About jerked off.
I'll just get past this ad
Yeah.
on YouTube.
So we need like to up the fucking...
Pay for the real one?
Yeah.
All right. Explain.
2 minutes is a long time,
Yeah.
ladies.
I don't know why it's got this weird music.
The
in it.
universe is enormous. Scientists have even stated the human brain
All right,
cannot
let's find this kid.
think.
Um,
It first starts
Fuck, sound like Epstein over here, eh?
Proof of this is he
yeah,
thinks the
I can't
Mandela
find it.
Fucking hell. This is why we need a producer.
God damn it, we need a producer.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The kid, I'll see if I can find it. But he explains it pretty
Yeah,
well.
but who gives a fuck? He's a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah, but the
He knows
explanation, you just, when he's saying it, you're like, you know when someone says something to you that didn't make sense and then they make you understand it? He words it that well that you're like,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
That's me every time I leave the house. Just like, I'm the most gullible person of all time. You know, like this is a real thing that happened in my life. I will if I watch a documentary about something, I'll just believe it, right? So I watched the They Didn't Land on the Moon documentary
that's true,
first, right?
Yeah,
So I watched that one first, and I was like, there's no way they went there. Absolutely not. It was bullshit. They were just trying to beat the Russians. Then immediately I watched the documentary afterwards debunking all the myths and that. And I was like, 100% they went. Absolutely. America are the best.
Well, there's probably a in-between ground somewhere. We got the NASA guy potentially coming on
Tuesday.
We've got to get through all of his defenses. He worked for NASA, DARPA, the defense thing. We have to have full briefings with him before he comes on.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, mate, it's gonna be, I'm very
If you've got
excited.
one question for him or two, what would it be?
I wish I had more time to think.
Okay, well, have a think.
Okay.
And then, because I don't want to be that guy, but obviously you want to ask, in 50 years, why haven't we gone back and got better footage of guys on the moon?
Because there's no reason to go there. It's expensive.
Yeah, but so is fucking sending billions of dollars of guns to Ukraine. We waste so much money on other shit.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but that there's a tangible reason that could be argued. All right, well, Russia could be the start to take over the Europe or whatever,
which is fine.
Yeah,
that's completely fine.
Sure, but okay, here's one.
Yeah,
I read this recently. Apparently, the Neil and Buzz, they said that they reckon they were being watched while they landed by aliens.
Yeah. That was
Can they
lots
talk
of
about
crafts
that?
up there.
Yeah.
We can
Ask them
ask.
about that.
Yeah. Yep. Well, wouldn't you think, right? And this is just me spitballing. Is they went there in 1969.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they go, oh, nothing's there. The technology they had in 1969 to detect anything on the moon would be fucking like watching a Atari compared to a PS5 right now. Wouldn't you go back, collect more samples, and you'll be able to actually analyze it properly and
they
find
did go
out?
back.
Dude, even when you guys...
They went back 8 times. But they
With
just haven't-
men?
Yeah, but they just haven't been back since then. There's been 15 people on the moon. It's not just those two.
That was just the first.
Yeah, so there was more trips, and then after about another 4 or 5, they stopped.
But
Yeah, kind of like going to Geraldton.
Yeah, it's just like it's like
once you've been there, you've seen it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
and it's like the moon. There's not much going on.
My theory always remains the same. I think they filmed stuff just in case they didn't get there, so they had something to show. That's also been leaked, and that gets out. That's why there's some dodgy shit. Oh, my camera keeps going off.
Yeah.
And also, I also think they actually went up there. They did get there. And I think there was little green men
Something
watching,
there.
so they did end up showing a lot more of the normal footage. That's my opinion. And then also, if you see the footage of Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong talking after, some of the things they're talking about, some of the interviews with Buzz Aldrin just saying, no, we never went. What you saw was thing. That stuff's interesting. You never know he's fucking with you. Or,
Yeah. But the moon's rusting as well.
Wait, what?
The moon's rusting.
So what? So you have to go to uni and get a tetanus shot? How many hoops do they want people to jump through to be an astronaut? What do you mean rusting?
The moon's rusting. It's turning red because of
Is it a type of metal?
There's I think it's either copper or...
And it's like oxidizing or...
Yeah. The moon's oxidizing, which makes people think maybe it's...
hollow.
Yeah, maybe it's a structure that's been created.
Well, it is hollow. I don't know why, but they fired missiles at the moon and it rung like a bell.
Ding. Well, it says these water molecules mix with iron on the moon's surface, and when oxygen from the Earth is present, corrosion occurs to produce hematite. So hematite is being produced on the moon. And the meaning of hematite was Greek.
Hang on, did you just try and suggest that they put the moon in the sky?
Yeah.
Who did?
They, them.
But
They, them.
in ancient civilizations, there's documentation of the moon and the sun. And
Why would
stuff.
you think that the moon couldn't have been there millions of years ago?
I am the moon.
Yeah.
Well, the last
I'm the moon.
the advanced civilization that was here before us.
Pre-dinosaurs type vibe.
Yeah, potentially.
When's the moon meant to have come about? That was through the accretion theory, wasn't it? Like a big asteroid hit the Earth
and a bit
created
chipped
a bit
off.
But
it's just so weird that
not
it's
chipped off, but like when the explosion goes out into the atmosphere and then it through the orbit and it creates the accretion theory. It's called
the fact.
This is just such a podcast.
Yes.
There's 3 dudes in a room being like, the moon's rusting. It's like it's gonna start creaking soon.
It's ringing. It's ringing. Why is it ringing?
Get the WD-40 up there.
WD-40.
Like it's so fucked. It's like 11:25 a.m. on a
The
Thursday.
Skimpies have just started.
We should just get jobs. Like, what are we doing? Is this contributing anything?
It's just scratching that little itch.
I think it's. I'm gonna go with it's hollow.
Yeah,
let's
right.
ask NASA man.
Yeah, okay.
He'll go, "You're a fucking dumb cunt."
Yeah. Well, it's so crazy that it's the perfect amount of distance away from the Earth to create a solar eclipse, and it's the perfect amount to influence our tides. Everything has been just like the God perfect. So either there's a God, there's a creator, or it's just worked out that way, and the Earth's adapted.
Well, and remember when we had the astrophysicist on, Dr. Robin Cook, and I said. Like we brought all this up. Like, how is it at the perfect spot, the perfect that is like creating the perfect conditions. So, like the reason that we're alive here is because
of that
because of those perfect conditions, and it's just by chance. We're one in a million places on the planet in the universe where that can exist. That's why it's not that it's a coincidence that it's there. It's that is the reason why we're alive and we exist.
Well, so, I got one piece of news which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's interesting or not.
Yeah. Fake news?
No, real news.
Oh,
Zelensky has just approved medical marijuana in Ukraine for the use of PTSD. So, like, my conspiracy brain is like maybe Russia invaded so they could start selling weed. No, it's like they've approved medical marijuana for PTSD. And in non-related news, Australians are the lonely generation. Young Australians are the most lonely and psychologically distressed than any other group. So there's some positive.
Why is that? Do they go into detail?
Nah.
Nope.
Nah. So that's why.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. And Joel Smith just got done for cocaine trafficking from Melbourne Demons.
Oh, yeah, there's an integrity report going on there, eh?
He's got done for trafficking, man. So he's tested positive for cocaine. And like on my sesh stories, I'm like, he's the luckiest.
What do you mean trafficking?
The luckiest unlucky player because, he got done for coke, but he also got sold actual coke in Australia, scientifically proven. So, like, he's lucky he got what he was giving. He got caught. But trafficking is, if he's passed it on to any of his mates, under the laws of ASADA, he's now getting done for trafficking cocaine.
Oh, my Lord.
Which is fucked, man. Yeah, it sucks.
Wait, so you pass it to a friend that's trafficking?
If he's got it and he's just... gave and been that person that to facilitate between 2 or 3 people.
I would call it mild distribution, not trafficking.
I met the first person.
I call it spreading joy.
Oi, Mum, can you traffic the tomato sauce across the table?
I met the
yes, darling.
I met the first person ever in Australia to be charged for and found guilty of trafficking without actually trafficking the other day. So what do they call it? Entrapment.
Or intent.
No. So organised all of the... organised all of the product. End up being the person he was organising it all with to come...
Was a cop. Yeah.
And he's the first person to ever get done to be sent to jail, like 13 years or something like that, for no drugs, just organising it.
That's pretty crazy. Like,
imagine getting 13 years for admin. What a nerd. Fucking had a diary and everything, you loser.
You are too good at organising.
Yeah.
Your social networks are too efficient.
Yeah. I'm not sure
Straight
if
to
it's...
jail.
I'm not sure it's legal anymore to do that. I think you actually...
Well, he wouldn't have done it if the cop hadn't asked him to do it.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I think in
It's
Australia...
like the cop just didn't know how to use Excel. Yeah. So he's like, you know more shortcuts than me.
Actually, I think that's the issue. He was talking about it's still legal to do that in Australia.
It is legal here, yeah.
And in America, it's not.
Happened to a friend of mine as well.
Yeah.
He was just a personal trainer, and the guy started going to his gym, and he was a cop, and the cop had he wanted to get his way out the ranks, asked him if he could get him anything, and he was just like, oh yeah, I'll help you out. Like, you want to have a weekend?
Yeah.
So started getting him a few bickies, and then he asked for more, and then they did it.
Oh my God.
I think that's fucking dog shit, man. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just not do that.
Yeah.
But-
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I got another dude.
I like that he was
Exactly
doing
the
something that he knew was illegal, and you're like, that's bullshit. That
It
he
is
does.
bullshit, man. Like they wouldn't. He was just trying to make friends, man. That's why we're the lonely generation, bro. Because fucking all your mates are cops. So
I know the Assange hearing's happening this week, but we're going to go do a full deep dive with Robbie Tedeschi on Assange.
yeah,
Free Assange. See there? Free Assange.
is that that's not free Assange? Oh,
Oh,
that I
don't
was gonna say that's from the magic mushroom shop that I got.
Yeah, that's don't extradite Assange. But he apparently he's too unwell to attend the hearing.
Yeah, okay.
But you'd be pretty unwell if you've been tortured.
Yeah, are you across any of this,
What?
Assange?
Oh, yeah, briefly. But
Yeah.
not
Not
recently.
enough. Yeah,
I know that he
Yeah.
is like pretty screwed
yeah.
Yep.
now.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he's been just like in embassies and stuff for years.
I mean, that's what I said to Branch. I was like, surely
much
if
of a
he just
life
10 years
anyway.
ago, he just went, fuck it, I'll go to jail. He'd be
Yeah.
out by now doing speaking tours. But Branchy was like, well, they'd probably murder him. So
I think the argument at the moment is that they're making is that it's not just for the releasing of it; it's the acquiring of it illegally.
yeah,
of the
yeah.
information.
Yeah.
So it's like finding
Yeah, but they were fucking acquiring information from their people illegally.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So,
That was Edward Snowden you're talking about. I think so. Assange released cables. Like they were classified information, but the issue that they had with it is by releasing those cables, it then endangers the people that you've mentioned in those cables, which they haven't been endangered apparently anyway. So that's neither here
so
nor
we
there.
stick to comedy.
But
Only cables you got to
but
worry
he was
about are the
also
one at the rugby
exposing
club
war
don't
crimes.
work.
He was exposing war crimes.
Yeah.
Which is like, fuck. Which one? Would you rather them expose war crimes or potentially endanger a couple of people? But I don't know. Like, it could be like that. What's a few good men? You can't handle the truth. Like, sometimes you need bad people to do bad things to keep you safe. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think Assange is very unjustly being treated.
It's because he looks like a Batman villain.
Yeah. That's right.
He
Yeah.
looks like a
Australian.
villain.
He
so-
just looks like someone people go.
Is he albino?
I think so. African endangered rhino, grizzly bear underwear. I'm not sure. What's interested you lately? You
What's interested me?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, like in the news.
Yeah, or just anywhere, just what's been
I
happening.
mean, my news feed has just been Taylor Swift for like 2 weeks.
there we go.
Yeah, because I'm from Melbourne, so we just like it took over the city.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was everywhere I looked. Everything was about her. There was welcome Taylor posters.
Wow.
Like a week before she came, I'm like, gosh, she's not here. She's at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Why are we welcoming her prematurely?
Yeah, well, I always welcome my girls prematurely.
We were talking about, me and Delby were talking about her the other day, sort of separately related, but
we wanted to go.
her hustle and the way she markets herself and like the things that she does that aren't the return of investment isn't there, like financially, but she'll go to some young girl's wedding and sing for free after they've tweeted her, and that stuff and it doesn't seem like it's worth her time, but it's creating this legacy of the person that cares about the people who listen to her.
Yeah.
So she's doing all that, and she'll do it quite often. This isn't like a one-off, like here and there. She does it quite often.
It's smart.
So it is smart, and she's turned down the Super Bowl several times. because she's at the peak of her career. She doesn't need the Super Bowl.
Yeah, she just wants to have beers there. I respect that.
Yeah. 100%.
Everyone was judging her. All the people like, she's supposed to be a role model. She was like drinking at the game. I was like,
don't put the fucking camera on her.
I'm like, she's drinking at the football. That is being a good role model.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all my heroes do that.
Stone Cold.
Yeah. I think she's just unintentionally been turned into this thing from like I don't know, this example of like the left or something for whatever reason, because she's with Travis Kelce, who was a spokesperson for Pfizer.
I think she's just supposed to, she's just supposed to be an icon for like 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
It's not like a political thing.
And gay guys.
Yeah.
So,
and people are thinking it's something more than it is. I think.
But when did she become this bigger thing? Like, I really respect what she's done. It's great. Good on her. She makes people happy. That's great. But I swear the last time I checked, she was like on the same level as like Katy Perry.
Well, see, when the Hadron Collider hit is when we split into this new Taylor reality. Well, I remember her being famous.
I heard she's rusting.
Yeah?
Katy Perry's
Taylor Slow.
What happened to Katy Perry?
She's like true. I think she just had a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had a baby.
People forget that they're humans and they're just like, maybe if you're rich, you just want to chill for a bit.
Yeah.
People have this expectation that they must keep serving me forever.
Yeah. It's like when you're watching, like there's an actor or an actress in a certain amount of movies for like 4 years and they're just in everything and then they just go missing for 3 or 4 years and it's like, maybe they just need a break.
Like
want to go on a holiday. Cameron Diaz has given up.
Yeah.
She's completely gone.
Yeah.
She's not like having a little hiatus. She's detached.
When you start dating a member of Good Charlotte, that is.
Who's she with? Trav Bark? No, that's not Good Charlotte. The lead singer.
No,
Benji and Joel. I'm not sure who she's dating though.
Yeah.
Maybe Joel. I don't know.
Yeah,
right. But with Taylor, I just remember she was famous for just dating guys and writing songs about them. Like everyone, John Mayer, all these fucking people, and then would break up, write a song about them. I'm like, if you're breaking up with that many dudes in a row, maybe it's not them.
Oh, look inwards for sure.
You know? But then she's just blown up in like the last 2 or 3 years maybe. But she's hanging out with a Satanist, Ice Spice.
Is she a Satanist?
You see all
I don't
that
know much
shit?
about Ice Spice.
Neither do I.
mate, she is talentless.
Yeah.
You showed me that song.
Yeah, her most famous song is like
Fart?
Yeah,
What's
you
that
ain't
fart
shit.
Oh.
You ain't even a fart.
Sorry, we disagree. That is a fire lyric.
Yeah, the lyric, but the fucking song is dog shit. And the Barbie, she had an upside down cross, like the Satan cross.
Yeah, I did
and
see
when
that.
the thing would cross to her, she'd show it, and then she's throwing up devil signs, like full, like not even.
Yeah, okay.
She
trying to
does
hide it.
reek of someone who's been placed.
I think celebrities just do shit to try and be relevant.
That's true.
Just to be in the news.
Do you think as well?
Righto.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right.
That's pretty extreme though.
Yeah.
I've always wondered how Luke rose to fame.
Luke.
Oh, we're contributing.
Illuminati.
We're part of the problem.
Confirmation.
I just like fucking rocking on. Dude.
That was rock, not devil.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, shit. If anyone clips this out of context,
Yeah.
fuck, we're part of it.
Like, the hard yarns, like, they're fucked. You're like, really? Yeah, they're big fans of ACDC.
But,
Now,
Trav Kelsey's speech after as well. What a fucking gunpay.
what did
He's just a gimp, bro.
I didn't hear it.
Singing Viva Las Vegas and fucking leave the singing to the misso.
Yeah.
Is your missus a Taylor fan? You still together?
Yeah, we are still together.
Yeah.
No,
I
not
should have
really.
checked that before asking.
Nah, she's not really.
Well, Cam,
I'm probably more of a fan because we've talked about this on our podcast, and she like went out there and was like, I've just got to say it, I don't care for her music, and I was like, that's controversial.
yeah, what like her songs, but mate, she's pretty good because she writes her own songs and sings her own songs. She reminds me of like some form of exotic cat, just the way she looks, or like a meerkat, just
Taylor.
her look. Yeah, not your girlfriend.
Was
Like
Taylor
both.
Taylor reminds me of like some form of like cat whenever I look at her, and it makes me uncomfortable that everyone thinks she's hell hot. Like,
Is
to
Taylor,
me,
is Taylor Swift the one that Kanye interrupted and said, I'm gonna let you speak?
Yeah.
But Beyonce?
had the
She's
greatest album.
geez, that didn't age well for him.
No,
No.
shit. Yeah.
He
She's
didn't
doing
age
well.
well.
Yeah.
What's
She's doing so well now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You sent me a clip the other day. He is not on the right meds now. Hey, like I know he was always a bit off, but it's escalated.
He said a car crash gave him autism, which I don't think is a thing.
Possibility. I don't think it's possible.
I think it's you're born with it. You don't get a car crash and get autism.
I mean, he gave him something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it gave him, but
Yeah.
Something.
But his marketing campaign was very smart.
What do you mean?
His Super Bowl ad.
I didn't see it.
They're very intelligent. You
oh
know
yeah,
Don?
yeah. He like pretended that he filmed it on the way there.
Yeah.
But he bought the slot.
For $7 million.
$7 million. They spent all their marketing budget on the slot to get it on.
Yeah.
But didn't have enough marketing budget to film an ad, so he just selfie recorded him on his phone, going like, "Hey, it's yay."
We spent all the money.
He's like, "I got some shoes."
Yeah. He just goes, "We spent the money on the slot."
It's like an Instagram story. He goes like, "Oh, we're just gonna drop the link here."
And he sold fucking millions, bro.
Dude, I put more effort into promoting my Adelaide Fringe shows. But I respect it, man.
Fuck, man. That's so good. I didn't see that. How did I not see
Very
that?
clever.
This
Very,
is
very clever.
Great, because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Did you see Michael Sarah's ad?
Yeah.
For Sarah. Like,
What is CeraVe? Is it like a
It's
skin,
just by chance.
Is it a skin cream or something?
Yeah, and it's not actually his cream, but
Yeah.
They
Fuck. Just thought like, we'll go get him.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it because a guy I know looks like him, so he put on his story. Everyone was sending
guy
it
that
to
looks
him.
like
Yeah, you know, Cackling Jack Post from Hamish and Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Michael Cera,
Does he really?
particularly in the ad.
With the beard and
Yeah,
stuff.
and he just put in his story. He was like, "Guys, I've seen it. Thank you. You can stop sending it now."
I like listening to Jack when they throw over him.
Yeah.
It just, he's got a voice that kind of like, it breaks it up.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel a little happy.
Yeah.
But
Well, actually, Lewis mentioned this as well when he came on, and maybe you've experienced this. We've been experiencing this issue. It seems to be common because he said it's the
premature
same.
ejaculation.
It seems to be the same. Well, he mentioned it was the same with Hamish and Andy. Now that you bring it up, he said that like people they listen to the podcast. Yes, they do listen to the podcast, but no. 90% of people don't even listen. They just watch the clips, and they'll make reference, and then be like, "Oh, I love that episode." You know, when you were doing this, like, which one? Oh, and they'll mention the
they'll
clip
be like,
specifically.
"I love your podcast," and like, "Oh, cool," and they're just like they've never listened to
the
it.
whole thing.
Yeah.
People are wild these days. We did a live podcast in Melbourne a couple of weeks ago for BLT, the one I do with Blake and our friend Tyler, and we were on stage at the live podcast. We did it in front of the crowd. Afterwards, we're meeting people, and people are like, "Dude, up until like an hour ago, I had no idea you had a podcast." I was like, "Why'd you buy a ticket?" And they're like, "I didn't know what this was." So they found out when they were watching the podcast that it was a podcast. And I think it took them 20 minutes of it to figure out it wasn't a stand-up show. They were like, well, they've been sitting for a long time.
Wow. So you've been able to sell that on the back of your presence.
So we didn't want to, though. We were trying to sell it on the back of people who would enjoy it as a podcast. And we were like,
Ask me what I do.
literally. People were just like, oh, I didn't really know. They were like, anyway, I had a great time.
Yeah.
But do you think that like I don't know what how to move out of that is. Like, obviously, just be good and be worth listening to for an hour and a half. Whatever.
I don't really promote the podcast enough. I think that's maybe a problem.
But do you think that would still result in listens? Like, there's so many podcast clips where I see the same podcast and I'm like, oh, they get a lot of good guests. I've never listened to one of those episodes. I'm a contributor. I think it's just the zeitgeist.
I think that's what the go is these days, nearly.
I think you can just, everyone probably has 2 or 3 or 4 podcasts that they listen to.
Yeah.
And then about 20 that they follow very passively on the side.
Yeah. And we seem to be a passive one.
Yeah.
Fucking listen.
Oh, man.
Nah, we get good listens. But definitely so many more views and watches. But fuck, convert. I don't know how to convert that.
Well, maybe you flip mindset and the views are the thing that's the valuable thing rather than the full listen throughs.
Yeah, I also think it's like word of mouth is becoming really important. Like, you almost have to do shit that's like a stunt now that like to get people to tune in and almost like bait people to like, if you want to hear about this, and they go, I do want to hear about that.
Yeah, treat it like almost like marketing.
Yes.
Like, have you found any? Because you, I remember the thing I was hell impressive when we last had our chat was how fucking like analytical you were with all of your socials and stuff early days. Do you just find that out now, or are you still sort of trying to follow?
Yeah.
Has anything changed? Have you noticed any big changes yourself?
Like, because I've been touring so much, I've definitely relaxed a little more on like the trying to grow online. Now I'm just like, the new goal isn't even really to keep growing. It's kind of to just retain the audience that I have and kind of make them grow with me. Yeah. Like, because, I'm 27 and I'm getting like 18-year-olds coming to my shows.
Right.
I'm like, wouldn't it be great if I'm 35 and they're like 26? Like that'd be, that'd be.
Yeah, that's ideal.
Does you
don't want to be doing 18-year-olds.
I just did the maths wrong. No, I did it right. 8 years.
Yeah.
That's good.
As my age, I don't really want 18-year-olds in my audience. I want anyone that's buying a ticket. Actually.
Yeah.
But like, you don't want.
So it's kind of one of those things where like now the focus is like, oh, how could I put out like a good special? And I'm actually just trying to get better as a comedian.
Yeah.
I feel like I focused so long trying to gain an audience, and now I have, and now I'm really focusing on how to keep that, and because you don't want to be a flash in the pan guy. Like that's what happens a lot with the internet people, because it's easy to just fall off, and the like all my, it's me included, and a lot of people I know, they're not getting the same views that we all used to get about a year and a half ago. Yeah. Everyone thinks the algorithms changed. That may be true. Yeah. I also just think people are getting sick of watching crowd work. Yeah. It's becoming very oversaturated. Yeah. So that's been a big focus, is like diversifying content and even just having fun. Like I've been focusing, like this week I haven't put out a video since I've been here because I've been doing the shows every night. I've been running. Yeah. I've been trying to do other shit. You're running? Yeah, I'm training for a marathon.
Yeah, right. You're on the right podcast.
Give you a good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Branchy's done 100Ks, 80Ks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did a
wow.
Well, I say we. I did my first half marathon a couple of months ago. He did how many? 50. What was it?
52.
52 Ks, but a pint every 10 kilometers.
Oh, that's it. That's my kind of race.
Yeah. It's not, man. It was pretty challenging. Like the 100 and the 80. Physically through my legs and stuff, I could get through no cramps, no nothing. Like it's fucking hard, really hurts.
Because the beer just dehydrates you.
Yeah, and I did not put anywhere near enough effort into the hydration, and so after about 35 kilometers.
What do you mean? You're doing a pint every 10K. That's
After about
that's a lot of liquids.
My body's rusting.
I started in the other races, like I think like about 60, 70 Ks. You start to go, legs and getting to a point. If I don't keep the hydration up, I am going to start cramping. But 35 Ks in, my quads starting to turn into rocks, cramping up. I had to stop.
Finally, the rock has come back to the calf muscle.
Fuck, mate. It was hectic. It was hectic. But what sort of running?
What training you do? If you want to go someone to run with, hit me up, because like during the day.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it on the weekend.
I do little 5Kers.
I've been doing like the lap around the Optus and then like up to the bridge near Kings Park and round. I did. It was 39.
So what's that, about 10Ks?
No, I was 12K if you do just the loop, but then back to our accommodation. I did 15K the other day in 39-degree heat.
Oh my God!
So
good work, man. What pace?
What? Yeah.
So I do it too quick. I do like 4:30.
Fuck,
what?
Man. That's good.
Before here, I tried to run a PB this morning in 10K. I was pretty impressed, actually.
Actually, what'd you do?
Permission to brag.
Yeah. Permission granted. If you tell me you did under 40, I'll fucking shit it.
39.05.
Fuck!
I was going for under 40, and then I just was feeling it.
So that's Buddha's goal.
Mate, that's fucking elite. I haven't tried it yet. I did I did a 5K the other day at 3:50 pace.
That's good.
And or 3, and I got like a 19 minutes, and I was like, well, I'm going to try and do a 10 at under 40.
Permission to retract invite to run.
Permission granted.
I'm doing 5.5s or 5-minute Ks, man, over 7 Ks.
So you'll easy smash a marathon then.
Yeah.
The most I've done so far is 25. I did that on the weekend.
Yeah, how long? You'll still get it done.
Oh, good. Again, I'm doing it too quick. I need to ease up a bit.
Well, maybe that's your pace.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it for an marathon.
Yeah.
Nah, I think I've been I did a half marathon in 1 hour 30 and 48 seconds.
That's good.
Which is sick. So it's like that's like 3 hour pace for a marathon, but I don't think I can do that for a marathon. I think I'll try and go like 3:30.
That's like 4:16, 4:17 pace.
It's a 4:19.
That's great, man.
4:19.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Have you always been a runner, or are you just picking this up now that you're getting old, cunt?
I am. Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Wait a second.
Before I get
Didn't
old.
we chat about this last time that you did, like you were athletics?
Yeah, I used to do like...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Middle distance though, not anything long. Yeah. I like cross country at school, but that's like 5K.
Yeah.
So I used to do like that, but nothing over 10. Really.
Fuck. Maybe you and Kidgell could compete against each other for the BMI world record. He wants to train for the world record for the BMI.
We're talking about stunts to get people to listen.
Because he used to be the state 400-meter champion runner.
I've never done a BMI, but they used to do them.
Yeah. You should Oh, well, you're not
So
drinking,
It's
but I
actually
was gonna
combining
say-
my two like hobbies.
Yeah, so I'm prioritizing at this stage. I'm prioritizing the Ultra, which is in May. I want to get that and do that it's a 80-kilometer one, and I want to do it in the 10 to 11 hour mark. And once I get that, it might take a month or so to recover properly. Then I'll fully start training. So I guess towards the end of the year, we'll really have a crack at the beer mile.
See, I just have no interest in like that
The
long.
long-
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
yeah. No, well, we had Tim Franklin on last week or the week before, and he's running around the world.
The whole world.
He's run 55 kilometres every day for the last 4 or 5 days in those 42 degrees, like down south.
Sorry, he's run
can't
40
believe
to
I
50
bragged about
kilometres.
15.
He's run between 40 and 60 every day for the last 460 days.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane, bro.
He's going to be the second fastest man or person to ever run around the world ever.
So
He would have been on pace to potentially break the world record.
what does that even mean? Do you have to run across every country?
Yeah, five continents. was
Five
it?
continents, and you have to run from coast to coast.
So he's done Australia.
He's doing it
now.
right now.
This is his
and if
finish.
people are new listeners, Timmy J. Franklin, or
He's in-
Timmy runs the world?
Yeah, I think he's in Albany at the moment.
It's Timmy R. Franklin, Timmy. Timmy R. Franklin, R.
Bro.
The letter F-R-A.
Why is he in Albany? That's like such a detour.
So he's going down the
Down.
southern.
Why?
across.
Just go straight across like old Ned.
Yeah, so he's
And he's fundraising
mate,
for charities.
Yeah, about 3 or 4
Yeah.
charities. But the thing that I proper teared up the other day watching him when he sent his mum.
Yeah.
Oh, I was I don't know, whatever mood I was in that perfect, like I was watching it, and then his mum surprised him and he just started bawling, crying. I went,
Because he's been overseas. His dad died mid-run.
So this is why he hasn't broken the world record. He said he probably would have pushed. It would have been a hard challenge to break the world record, but the dad dying has taken 2 weeks out of it, so it's really
So
then
really
it
good.
changed, yeah.
Really good listen though. If you're feeling lazy, or when you're running, Chuck, it's worth a listen because but fuck man, you're running. Yeah, my pace is. You'll just burn me off. We can start together, and then you can probably do an extra 2Ks and not catch me on the turnaround. So,
but definitely have a listen. He's
that
he's
sounds
good
amazing.
episode. Actually, you know what annoyed me today? I was at the coffee shop today, and one of the girls behind the counter, she's like, "Oh, got a good guest for you to get on. She's really inspirational. She walked across Australia with 6 camels. Her name's Sophie Matheson." I was like, "She's been on the podcast. Would you like to listen to my podcast, please?"
You're like, we've interviewed all 6 camels.
Well, it was co-hosted with John Elliott, the other camel man.
Right,
So
yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, fucking listen."
yeah.
Anyway,
Would
sorry,
you have
Emily,
any?
I love
Would you have
sorry.
any interest in fucking versing Branchy
Yeah.
at the beer mile?
When is it?
Well, I'm like I said, I'm going to prioritize doing the.
Why don't you just do it this
And
weekend?
is the beer mile you do 1 beer every lap for 4 laps?
Every 300.
So I want to break the world record, but that's pretty tough. It's like
Well,
55 second 100. I've broken it down to so it ends up being 390 meters, and you walk for 10 meters while you have your beer, and then you go to the next lap. So it ends up being, if I can run that 390 meters in 55 seconds,
Is it a pot or a pint?
it's a beer, like just a glass.
How many
like
mil?
Like a schooner?
375 or whatever it is. You know?
Oh, like a can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'd
it's just
rather it on tap. That'd make it better.
Yeah. So what
And if I could pick VB,
my
or Swan.
it
Swan's
might
good.
not be realistic, but my breakdown idea is to try and get it to 55 seconds repeat effort, so I can do a 55 second 390 meters, scale my beer, and then go again. And if I do that 55 seconds each 400, it leaves me, I think, 48 seconds to scull the 4 beers.
Do you
That's
have
pretty
to,
hard.
Do you have to train for both?
I am definitely.
like,
my brother is.
Oh, boys,
the
we're going to
most-
the pub. I got to train.
My brother is the most elite sculler you'll ever see, and he does the and sucks it down. So
I
he's
think
gonna,
that's.
See,
He's
I
gonna
can't
teach me.
scull, and
Yeah.
that'd actually be my demise.
That's
I'm
my
a good
demise as
runner,
well.
cannot drink beer good.
Right. I'm a great sculler, but I can't run. So, as a team, with our powers combined.
You know what I'm hearing? A relay. We run, you tap, scull a beer. I keep going.
I feel like they've got like proper championships somewhere in Australia where you can do the actual thing. Maybe we should register for that instead of me just doing it myself.
Yeah, definitely. I think you and Luke, that would be a great.
That'd be cool.
Even just a great piece of content because you sound fast.
But
and
you
you're
sound
fast.
like better at sculling beers than me.
But
Well, my
like
brother
your
is.
pace is good, man.
There's no way, like, no offense, but like I used to watch these like national runner
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
who are also pretty good at drinking.
Yeah.
Do it. You're not getting the world record.
We love his positivity.
Like these guys run in the Commonwealth Games,
100%.
and they're like that's the beers is not
4:28.
that really the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
4
4:28
minutes
is the
28
world
for
record.
1,600 meters with beers.
Yeah, I don't think I could even run a 1,600 meters at that pace.
Yeah, that's a fair
Actually.
call.
So what would that
'Cause
be?
you're
I
running
used to run a
3.
1,500 meter like 4:11 was my best.
Wow.
But that was years ago, and I don't think I could do that.
I think maybe you'd be a good shot for the world record, man.
Nah,
with a
'cause
bit
the
of training.
extra 100 meters in like 20 seconds. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to look.
Could you imagine if the 2 best runners in Australia are 2 podcasts and comedians? And the reason you've done it because of this chat.
I'm going to actually, that's a real good point, the 1,600. I'm going to go, what's today? I did a run last night. I should be pretty fresh. I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to go see what I can run 1,600 at and just see.
Yeah.
Just
well, let us know
1,600
what time
flat
you
out.
go down because I finished my rehearsal at, I think, 5.
I'll be going to
come film it.
I am not fucking doing it at the coast.
Right. Yeah.
There's hills and wind. I'm going to go to Joondalup Lake Joondalup and flat deck and just run
It was
1,600
windy this
meters.
morning.
Yeah. I'm going to go. I wanted to go for a run this Arvo. So maybe if you're going to go do that, I'll do that with you.
1,600 meters. Okay, yeah. We'll see what I can do.
I will.
I'm going to go to the pub, but so we're all working hard.
We'll try.
But our coast is great to run.
Oh, Perth's beautiful.
So
It's the
good.
best.
I think I said this last time, but Perth's my favorite place in the country.
Yeah.
By a mile.
Same.
It's awesome.
By a beer mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
All right. Well, cool. I think we are. What are we in? Like that's
Hour
and a
20.
half? Yeah. Is there anything else you want to cover, discuss, plug?
I got to talk about wrestling and Taylor Swift. Fuck yeah. This has been my dream podcast.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Well, I got a really good piece of a good fact about Taylor Swift, courtesy of Cam McLaren. So I will reference Cam McLaren. I hosted his quiz on Tuesday. The question was, who has more days at the MCG this year according to the 2024 AFL fixture? West Coast Eagles, Fremantle Dockers, or Taylor Swift?
I already saw this.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she's already played 4 or 3.
She has more days on the G than Eagles or the Dockers.
She's actually rated 9th in this home and away season out of all the teams.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What a fact.
Because some teams only get 2 games.
That's insane.
Well, so even
Because they go when they go over to Melbourne, they play at Marvel.
Yeah.
It makes sense because I mean, it doesn't really.
so many.
unless
teams.
Eagles are top of the ladder and they're playing Collingwood, they're not.
Yeah.
You're not playing at the G.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not.
Yeah, you have to play one of the 5 clubs that's their home game
Yeah.
at home. Yeah,
Because what is it? Richmond, Pies,
Melbourne,
Melbourne.
That's
Who's the
it.
other 2?
I think that's.
Carlton,
Carlton.
or
G,
Carlton
yeah.
at Marvel now. I don't know.
I think.
It's all the shit clubs like like the ones that are underfunded get shafted and
Yeah.
put at Marvel.
North.
Like North, St Kilda, Footscray.
What's the one right next? It's
I
Richmond.
think Essendon are now at Marvel too.
Really?
Richmond is right next to
Hunt
it's-
Road. Yeah.
Hunt
Right,
Road,
yeah, but that's not not an AFL.
yeah,
team,
no,
but yeah.
no.
All right. Well,
Sick.
future shows to play.
Yeah, what do you got to plug?
You don't really need the extra publicity, but
I absolutely do. If you're in the UK or Europe, I'll be over there this year.
Nice.
We're in the
We
charts
do.
at the moment
Yeah,
in the
we-
UK.
Let's
so
go.
Yates.
I'd love to see you there, and Canada as well, and
Fuck yeah.
hopefully America. But the visa's hard to get.
yeah. Because
So-
will you have to get a working visa to do gigs in America, or is there a special artist visa?
Yeah, I'm trying to get like a 3-year one, but it's
Oh, wow.
it's challenging.
Yeah.
What? So you couldn't just do what we plan to do and go to Austin and try and get open mic spots?
Oh, that's
Cool,
I mean,
but he's a
I don't wanna-
professional comedian with a career.
Yeah.
I don't want to get done, and then that's why I can't ever go back there.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to do it the right way.
Yeah. I
Very
think
good, very
someone
good
was
point.
telling me there is some special visa as a performing artist.
You can get like temporary ones though. Like
But,
I
yeah, not
probably
for
could
3
get one
years,
for the
but-
tour, but I want to like have a crack at it.
Yeah.
I actually want to have a crack at America and
Yeah.
doing club spots and
Yeah, sick.
going over there, and that way you can kind of go back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. Canada, UK, and
Europe should be good.
awesome. Would you have specifics in Europe yet? Or you just like
it's Buell?
I'm going. I'm not. It's not announced. It's announced in a couple of weeks. It's fine. I'm going to Amsterdam, like Netherlands,
nice.
Denmark. We're doing a show.
Fuck yeah.
Copenhagen.
If you want to contact in Austria, I've got one.
I'm not going to Western Europe.
Mate, Austria is so fucking sick.
Yeah, but they speak English.
Yeah.
I'm going to like the really good English speaking countries, mainly the eastern ones.
Yeah, like England and Scotland and Ireland.
I've decided.
Ireland.
I've decided I'm going to make kits and gigs work.
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to make it work.
I am going to Ireland, by the way. They're just not good at English. I think it'll be mutual. Like, I won't be able to understand them, and they won't be able to understand me.
Have you been before? I heard it's a good time.
Not Ireland.
Yeah,
No.
I've heard nothing but good shit about Ireland.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
The Guinness factory definitely intrigues me.
I don't like Guinness.
All right,
sponsor the beer mile.
We're done here.
I'm going to go to all the way at the other side of the world. I'm like, do you guys do Swan on tap? I'm like, nah, this is fucked.
That is the Queen's Birds. Do you play golf?
I dabble.
Okay, do you want a golf hat? One of those two?
No, I'm good. No, I don't want to. I don't dabble enough where I need a golf hat.
Yeah. So what am I plugging?
How come you have golf hats?
Sponsor.
Oh yeah, I want one. They look great. No, that's the coolest hat I've ever seen.
So for me, over East listeners, I'll be bringing Teacher Comedy Night over July, and the main next focus is Teacher Comedy Night.
You've opened up Top Deck.
Huh?
Have you opened up Top Deck?
What's Top Deck?
Astor.
Yeah, so Astor Theatre, Friday, April 12th.
That's incredible,
We've got
man.
about 200 seats left.
Congrats.
So,
Mate.
yeah, pretty
Amazing.
It's big.
That's such a cool room.
Yeah.
So that's selling out.
Yeah. Well, I know it will.
Yeah.
I'll manifest that shit.
975
seats. I think I've got 650 sold at the moment. So what's that, like 300 seats left?
Yeah,
So-
that's selling out like
Yeah.
that. That's easy. Good work, man. I've got nothing to plug. Nothing. I'm going to Thailand in a week and a half for a bit.
Join the Patreon.
Oh,
then.
actually, yeah. If
Just
you do,
plugging your holiday?
yeah.
That's not plugging. That's rubbing it in.
Permission to brag?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
I swear, last time I was on, you just come back from Thailand.
Probably. It's like my parents live there. So I'm actually going to visit mum. And so if you're a Patreon listener, I'm going to do an exclusive interview with my mum and what happened last year with her debacle. So get on the Patreon because that's going to be one's going to be exclusive.
All right. Well, cheers.
All right.
Thanks for having me.